Danny Kelly's with us. We're reflecting on the Premier League weekend. We've got a full programme midweek, and talkSPORT is going to bring you exclusive commentary of all 10 Premier League games this week, including Newcastle, Spurs, Liverpool, Sunderland, Arsenal, Brentford, Manchester United v West Ham. The best place to follow all the games is by downloading the talkSPORT app. Some of the games will be app exclusive, of course, because there's so many of them, and clicking the live game you want to hear. So pretty straightforward. You can listen to all our sister stations as well once you've downloaded it. So don't miss out on any of the action. Just download the talkSPORT app today. We move on then to Everton 1, Newcastle 4. Newcastle been searching for a big away win, and they picked it up at Hill Dickinson. Bit of a surprise, really, from an Everton point of view.
Part of a very strange Saturday in the Premier League.
It was, but I mean, Newcastle were excellent. You know, some important goals. I mean, Malick Thiaw getting a couple, looking very good. The two fullbacks were excellent. Very good away performance by Newcastle, Danny.
Absolutely, Ben. And you know, football clubs are often very closely matched going into these games, and so sometimes you just have a good day. And if you're Newcastle, if Malick Thiaw scores in the first minute and then goes on to get two, and if you get a helping hand from the normally super reliable Jordan Pickford, it's your day, isn't it? Pickford, when the second goal went in with a Rickford, if you like, it was obviously going to be Newcastle's day. And it's kind of amazing, isn't it? It's all about perception. Week by week in the Premier League, Newcastle and Spurs are now on identical points. They've got the same record, and Spurs have scored more goals. One team is clearly in free fall, and the other is, getting back. An away win was essential. They haven't won for a very long time. Getting back to we can see that Newcastle are gradually sorting themselves out. Visser is coming back into training day and all the rest of it. So they're on an upward curve, it's fair to say. And Everton will just have to put that down to experience, because, as I say, when Malick Thiaw, who for all his talents would not be regarded as a great goal scorer, when he's banging them in from the very first minute, you know it's not going to be an afternoon for you to enjoy.
I think that thing, though, you come off a great win at Old Trafford with 10 men, confidence and everything must have been high. Then you concede after 55 seconds.
I think it was the early goal that did for Everton. They never quite recovered
Dennis
from
Bergkamp style goal from
Voltemada.
Hall.
I mean, it was an excellent goal, wasn't it? Yeah, we've talked that. What a finish, taking it out of the air. But it was in a long line of great goals that meant nothing really. A bit like the Adams goal in the game we're going to come up with in a minute. Voltemada, and just how well he has adapted very quickly to the Premier League. Maybe it's easier as a front man than it is sometimes as a midfielder, because his mate Florian Wirtz has not adapted quite so quickly. I don't know what you think, Danny.
I think Liverpool are in a kind of spinning transition, and Newcastle, when everyone is fit, are a very good team, and it's easy to play up front and get in front of that midfield, which, you know, on its day is as good as anything the Premier League has to offer. It also helps that there was a misapprehension when he got there. People thought they were buying a target man, and he's not like that at all. He is a much more skilled player than his beanpole appearance would give you a reason to believe. But very little was known about him, because he'd only had one good season in Germany. He'd come out of the lower leagues, and so but he's done great. He looks great, and suddenly, from nowhere, you can start to see with him and Wirtz. Then is there a chance that Germany are going to be dark horses for the World Cup coming up?
No.
I'm just getting some quotes from the Thomas Frank press conference. He has just said, "We are nothing without the fans. Tottenham Hotspur is nothing without the fans. My point was that during matches we need each other. Afterwards, booing can be fair, not gooing.
During would be terrible.
During, we need to make it a fortress, and to do that, we need to be together." So that's, I don't know what your immediate reaction to that is, Danny.
Well, my immediate reaction to that is that you could have said that after the game and saved yourself a lot of bother. But I presume he knew what he was doing. The players appear to have taken against the fans as well. It needs sorting out how that's going to happen. I have no idea, Paul.
It just heaps more pressure on the players, because they'll be more nervous, they'll be more anxious when they play, and obviously the fans don't want that. They want them to perform.
But Paul, the difference is between us being nervous in the stand and them being nervous on the pitch. They can do something about it. We can't.
Oh, that's very true.
But it is interesting, because Thomas Frank, we're going to come on to Brentford. He's come from a ground where it makes all the difference. That home support, only 18,000 in the ground, but they are like the 12th man versus this massive stadium, which is a bit of an albatross in a way because it costs so much.
The atmosphere, when it's going well, is fantastic in that stadium. It's loud. I mean, if you talk to Adrian, a man not easily impressed, he said when in the new stadium, when the crowd get going, it is a fantastic atmosphere. And we've heard players already say that they are affected by it, but not at the moment, not when it's toxic like this. Anyway, let's move on. Sunderland 3, Bournemouth 2. Well, this is an amazing game, wasn't it?
Good game, yeah.
This is more like it.
Yeah, some great goals. A bought penalty. I've never been a great fan of the bought penalty. When a player just puts their leg in front of another player's leg to buy a pen, for me, that's not a pen, but I know by the letter of the law it is, really.
No, but the letter of the law is wrong in this case, isn't it? Because that is as much that's simulation to all intents and purposes. It is
effectively, isn't it? If you buy the contact, I've never been a massive fan, but anyway, look, they got away with it. Alex Scott did.
It's a great advert for playing every game in heavy rain.
Yeah.
I always think it improves the game because the ball moves quickly, the players slide around. It was really good.
The most reluctant finish as well, Evan Nielsen, the minute he knows he touches that ball in from Semenyo, he knows he's blown it and he knows... Could
he have left it? Could he have left it?
Absolutely. It's a real game-turning
It might have hit the inside of the post and gone in. It might have come out.
As soon as he touched it, though, he was offside and he knew he was offside, wasn't he? Oh, it was nuts.
But Iriola...
I suppose you'd argue, Paul, it's a striker's instinct. You'd want him to be trying to get the ball across the line. But a bit of our old friend common sense might have been applied to that, but I'm not on the pitch running around, am I?
All the time he keeps scoring, and it's always a great joy when commentators are going, Brobby! Yeah, we saw.
But Iriola, very critical of the ref. He's going to get a fine for that. He'll get a slap on the wrist at least.
Yeah, he was having a bit of a go at the ref.
Do that.
And a bit of a naughty one, I think, from Cook, the elbow. Bit naughty, bit Sunday morning, that, wasn't it, really?
And it looked because it looked that thing where you turn your head slightly or shift your eyes slightly. It was premeditated as well. Horrible.
Yeah,
horrible.
It wasn't a good one, but a fantastic result for Sunderland, who they proved it against Arsenal. I mean, again, we're talking about Chelsea's bold subs. I think they were the same. Sunderland were the same. Very bold substitutions and getting back into the game.
The campaign they're having is really important for the Premier League's integrity.
It is.
For season after season, if all the promote teams go back down, not only are they going to stay up, but they're showing that you puff your chest out. You've got to have, you've got to have players as well. But they're going for teams that are better equipped than them, more financially sound than them, and all the rest of it. And they're getting results on the back of it. They're the most important team in the Premier League this season for the good of the Premier League.
Good recruitment, good.
We are running out of time. We are going to talk Leeds later on in our defence with Tom Clayton. So let's just focus on City as we look at that game. Yeah, I mean, a wonderful finish by Foden for the winner. But Brilliant. They made very, very hard work of it, didn't they?
Well, I think the follow-up to that is the press conference this morning. Guardiola's press conference lasted less than 2 minutes as he said, I don't know, to the questions, as he tried to avoid the question about Donnarumma faking injury. Now, I'm not having to have a go here because it's all Spurs doing exactly the same thing the other day. But it can be. I mean, his position in the game is such that he can be what he likes, Pep Guardiola. But he can be a really, really unattractive figure when he starts doing this thing. And of course, he was fed up because City didn't play very convincingly again.
Yeah.
And Leeds genuinely tested them by going long and saying, "All right, then, you face your own goal and play." And if it wasn't for the brilliance of Foden, and I mean that throughout the game, not just his finish, they might have been a very different result on the day.
It's skittish like Pep, though. That's exactly, they reflect him, and that's the way they play. They could have been 5-0 up at half time.
But just that extra quality, of course, which Leeds lacked ultimately. It was a great fight, but I'm going to talk about Leeds later with Tom Clayton. Brentford 3, Burnley 1, a game that came to life after 81 minutes.
Yeah, really. I decided not to go, which for 81 minutes...
should have gone for the last 10, 15
like
minutes.
A tremendous decision, but no.
Listen, in the last 10 minutes, I should say, 4 goals, 8 substitutions. So total chaos, and managers often think they're making substitutions to bring stability to the game. I often reflect what they do is bring instability to their own team. The changes they might seem small to the manager, but they seem to unravel games very, very quickly. I think the takeaway from this is that Brentford have done it again, haven't they, with Igor Thiago?
Yeah.
11 goals now. Admittedly, he takes the penalties. he has a choice. He is qualified to play for Bulgaria. But Brazil are not so well fixed for centre forwards that he couldn't make a late run. Do I suspect the lad at Chelsea will be the chosen one by Ancelotti come the summer.
Had he not missed half the season with injury last season, you kind of wonder he probably would have been well ensconced in the Brazil team.
It was
for
a
the
yellow for a terrible dive by Hannibal.
It was a proper Norman Wisdom job. With I don't see with cameras there, Danny. I really don't see how they think they're going to get away with a dive these days.
One doesn't want to be part of that thing of pretending that footballers are stupid, but when they do that, it's very hard to deny the evidence of your own eyes.
Yeah.
And I don't mean academically stupid. I mean sportingly stupid. You just think, but then when you see Vicario trotting back to an empty goal, when you see Hannibal, who's a bit big for pretending to dive, he's got a long way to go. The referee's got forever to make the decision, hasn't he? You do think, come on, guys, wake yourselves up.
Danny, nice one. We'll catch up with you next week.
Hopefully, Paul in better circumstances.
Yes, we'll see. Danny Kelly there, Trans Europe Express available. If you missed it last night, the podcast's available now. And Andy Brassel, who co-presents it with Danny, will be joining us later on. There was a lot of pyrotechnics around Europe. Certainly at Ajax, it cost them the actual fixture, which was called off. It's a nut story if you haven't seen it. We'll bring you more on that in the next hour.